So it wouldn't surprise me after this video, after you get all the details, you go ahead and change your niche. So if you're a new hypnotherapist, whether you're starting out in business, you've maybe chosen a niche before, you're stuck in the teething problems of finding what is the best niche, this video is really going to help you. What I'm going to go through today, guys, in a high level of detail is explain to you what a red ocean niche is compared to a blue ocean. Now, a lot of mentors, a lot of gurus are not talking about this stuff. A lot of the niche ideas are things like just pick a niche based on your story, pick a niche based on your background, sort of follow the trends. What are people excited about? But I'm here to show you exactly what you need to do to find your own blue ocean niche, which is going to be the most profitable, but help you stand out as a hypnotherapist. Now, regardless whether you're starting out in the industry, guys, this niching part is crucial. It should be the very start of any, whether you're launching a business or any hypnotherapy business that wants to scale, get more clients, it all comes down to this. Now, it's unfortunate we live in a time where there's a lot of competition. There's a lot of people becoming therapists and coaches and whatnot. And what it seems like, and you can check this out for yourself, look across social media. Have you noticed that everybody's talking about the same stuff? Everyone seems to pick the same niches based on the new trends. I want to show you why that is one of the most dangerous things you can do. And like I mentioned, you'll probably change your niche after this informational video. So before we go into the detail of the red and blue ocean niche, I know a lot of people are going to ask me, Scott, what is the best niche? I can't tell you that, guys, because I have not done the research, which makes me come on to another point, which is if mentors or other gurus tell you what your niche should be, do not listen. If friends and family say you should pick this niche because of your background, your story, this is what you're passionate about, do not listen. Okay, one defining point of a red ocean niche, which is a bad niche compared to a blue ocean niche, which is what you need to go for, is not only the competition, but it's basically just following everybody else. It's doing what other people tell you to do, which all comes down to not doing the research yourself. So if you go through my catalog of videos, we've actually shown you how to do the best research for your niche. You just have to go to YouTube and check that out. Just type in Scott Jansen niche. We've got tons of video just on niching, but here's the level of detail in the red ocean and blue ocean. So off the left-hand side here, guys, traditional niches are what I put together as a red ocean. These are things like stop smoking, anxiety, weight loss, fear, abundance blocks. Now, it's not to say you can't make it in these markets, not to say you can't level up above the competition and make a ton of money, because you can. But believe me, that's what everybody else is doing. And it gets very, very tricky that if everybody's following the same niche as everybody else, what does that mean for your clients? They have choice. And if they have choice, all they're going to work upon is who's the cheapest, who's local. Okay, we don't want to fight that. We don't want to fight that war of competition. So traditional niches, just be aware these become very blue ocean. I tell all of my students, avoid anxiety and avoid weight loss. Do they all listen? Maybe not. Do most people that I've talked about this on YouTube before, do they really listen to this? No, and you'll find that these are the toughest niches to get into. But if you do want to go for these things, when we get to the blue ocean part, I'll give you some detail of how you can maybe differentiate in very competitive markets. So traditional niches, I would avoid. Competition's a big thing. If you're going into a niche with a lot of competition and like I mentioned before, realize we're in a place where there's a lot of coaches, there's a lot of therapists, a lot of people selling the same service as you. The more competition, the harder it is going to be to stand out and differentiate yourself in social media. But the harder it is for clients to pick you over everybody else, because you might just come across as, Scott's just the same as this person, but this person's $5 cheaper. I'm going to go with them. Now, as ludicrous as that sounds, a lot of people don't believe that. That's the reality we live in. This is what people are going to do. They're just going to fight on price. Clients have choice. If a client has a choice over you compared to 1,000 other people that you know you're different from, you know you have maybe more experience, you have a better service, whatever it is, all a client has to do, because they're not educated like we are, is say, well, you're just the same as everybody else. You're cheaper, you're closer to me, I'm just going to go with these people. We don't want to let our clients have choice, because then it becomes a fight on price. Have you noticed that a lot of hypnotherapists, they start off with the high prices in most cases, let's say $500. They can't sell it at $5. Then they go to $4. Then they go to $3. Then they go down to $1. And before long, and I've seen this online, guys, there are hypnotherapists selling sessions for $16. The only way to win in that price fight is to go to 15 or 14 or 13 to sort of see my point. If you're running a business as a hypnotherapist, fighting just on price to get people in the door, before long, you won't be able to give this stuff away for free. Okay, that's why higher prices are on the blue ocean side, which we'll talk about in a minute. Regurgitating social media, this is a big one. Have you noticed that trends come and go with social media? And I'm not talking about the platform itself. I'm not talking about what people are having as far as what the videos look like or the aesthetics. I'm talking about the information they're providing. Red ocean, pay attention to this, guys, it's super important. Red ocean niches, as far as the social media side, is I can see when therapists and coaches are in these red ocean because they're in high competition, but they're all talking about the same thing. And it's this the same fluff and the same regurgitated point and idea and advice and topic for video. Usually it's the therapist talking about themselves. It's their story, it's their background, why they became this, why they've done this. And this all puts it together in a red ocean niche. And this is stuff your clients don't care about. It was a big thing for me, guys, as well, to realize my clients don't care about me. They don't care who my mentor was. I don't care who I was excited to study and, my background and stuff like that. All they wanted to know was, can Scott help me with this? And then we'll talk about that in the blue ocean in a minute, guys. So if you're regurgitating the same social media, you're creating the same point, the same low impact social media, I guess we could say, over and over. Now, what your client's going to do is say, well, you're just saying the same thing as this person. This person's cheaper. I'm going to go with this person. I hope you can hear my point. There's a recurring theme there. Trends and following the crowd. This is huge. I notice inside the therapy healing industry, trends come and go. Ideas come and go. The new flashy object comes and goes, and everybody, like zombies, just follows these things. But if you're in a blue ocean, you will learn to avoid these things. Just because the crowd's going this way, this is a great thing for you if you can minimize you going towards that position and stay more blue ocean, which I'll talk about in a moment. You're ahead of the game, guys, and you'll win every time. Type of therapy is not your niche. I get it, guys. We get excited to get our certifications, who we studied through, who we were certified by, who we like as far as our gurus and mentors. But your clients do not care. If you're trying to differentiate yourself to get away from red ocean and blue ocean or find a niche that's actually profitable based on the type of therapy that you're using, you've got to rethink that, guys. Clients don't care how you heal them. I never, ever, ever had a client say to me, Scott, can you use Ericksonian hypnosis over NLP or NLP over this, or a relaxation over conversational hypnosis? They don't know this lingo and they don't care. My clients came to me because they said, I need this fixed. I want to quit smoking, blah, blah, blah. And this is my service. This is my price. This is how we're going to do it. How I did it didn't matter. How, as far as let's sit down and have a conversation, but the type of therapy, I'm not going to use that for my marketing. So guys, if you're talking about in your marketing, specifically the type of person you were mentored by, the type of therapy you use, avoid those things because clients don't care. And all you're going to do is start talking about that stuff. That's what everybody else is doing. Red ocean, we could define it as this is what everybody else does. That's a clear definition of this, and all these points follow into that. Therapist focused on their social media. Like I mentioned before, they're talking about themselves. It's all about their background, what they went through, talking about their day, what they would do. Clients don't care. If you're too busy talking about yourself, it really makes your clients think like, well, Scott just keeps talking about himself. There's a lot of ego. When is he going to have time for me? No client has ever wanted to know about my background. Now, as I teach conversational hypnosis, sure, having a training company or selling online courses, guys, you can get away with that. But as far as one-to-one, forget about talking about yourself, forget about your journey. Your clients don't care. Now, a lot of people will say, well, my clients can relate to my story. That's what you think. But the high level of clients that you're looking for that have a higher price, have their problems, their story, their concerns, they just want to know, can you help them? Not what you went through to get to this point, what you just studied, how many certifications. This means nothing to them. So therapists focused on your social media, we want to become client focused, which I'll talk about in the blue ocean. So blue ocean, it's really the opposite. Instead of doing what everybody else is doing, let's just do what nobody else wants to do. And these are what I call abstract niches. Now, I put research in brackets there because I can't tell you what that would be. If I was going to start my one-on-one business again, guys, I'd go through the whole research phase, something we teach in a 100K coaching program. There is a ton of things you need to do to get the right research. If all you do is get certified and say, well, I know how to treat anxiety because I've got a script or a technique, I'm going to go out and just promote anxiety as a hypnotherapist. Or worst off, you get like that menu of things that hypnotherapists can help. I can help anxiety. I can help you lose weight. I can help you have overcome abundance blocks. I can help you do this, confidence, this, and fear, and money blocks, and all this sort of stuff. Becomes like a menu for a client to pick apart. This now becomes red ocean because now you're just a generalist at everything. We want to become an expert. So what we found, our highest earning students of the above of like $30,000, $50,000, even $60,000 per month, guys, are pretty untypical, if that's a word, or abstract niches, strange niches they get into. Why? Because nobody else is talking about them. Because everybody else on the red ocean side is looking at traditional niches. So you have to find that abstract niche, that niche where there's a cluster of people asking for help, but there's not a lot of therapists or other therapists talking about these subjects. And this alone will be the greatest move you make in your business. It's going to help sales, social media, as you'll find out. All of these things all starts from the abstract niche, but you do need to research these things. Don't just guess it. Don't follow the trends. Don't follow the crowds, because then you're just going to do what everybody else does. Lower competition. If you have lower competition, what does that mean for your clients? They have less choice, which means that if your price is high and you tell them a price like, hey, I'm $1,500, I'm $2,500, a client can't turn around and say, well, I can't go to this person, Joe Bloggs over here, because he's cheaper, because Joe Bloggs doesn't exist, because Scott's the only one talking about my problem. He's the only one that seems to understand what I'm going through. Well, I have no choice. I either pay the higher price or I deal with my problem myself for the rest of my life. Very, very simple in that equation, guys. Less choice from your clients, which is crucial for scaling. Your social media stands out. With everybody using Facebook, TikTok, podcasts, YouTube, all of that stuff, your content has to stand out. If it's the same as everybody else, it gets lost with everybody else. If it's the same niche, the same product, the same price, the same offer, the same, it's just going to get lost in all the other sames out there. You have to stand out. So if you're talking about subjects that nobody else is talking about, as far as therapists talking about, what does that mean for you? You become the only choice, guys. And this is crucial for us to think about to get to a blue ocean niche. Differentiation. Differentiation, a lot of people believe differentiation is my website looks different. I have a different business name. I have a different aesthetics on my videos. I use lighting here instead of over here. I have captions and titles in my videos. That's not differentiation. Differentiation is, how am I different than every other therapist? Is my niche different? Is my offer different? Is my service different? Is the speed that I can help my clients break through, is that different? The more differentiation you can have at all these levels, guys, the more you'll stand out, less competition you'll have. Ultimately, the more money you got to make, guys. Higher prices. Like I mentioned, if you're different and you're the only one talking about this stuff, you can raise your price as high as you like. Now, there is going to be a limit or a cap with every niche, okay? For me, it was $1,500 for helping lawyers quit smoking. You guys know this. I've talked about this before. But what's crazy is we have students right now that are using the stop smoking. They are working with lawyers or even other professional stuff, stop smoking, but their prices are $2,000, $2,500, $3,000. My cap seemed to be $1,500, but the students are really pushing the ladder here and they're doubling and tripling their price, which is awesome to see. So what's crazy is you've got students that, might work with a stop smoking client, charge $3,000 just for one session, however fast they're getting that breakthrough. But every other therapist on the planet is charging $65, $75, $100. Why? Because they found a blue ocean part inside of this whole stop smoking niche or this anxiety niche. They picked out one slither or one element from this big umbrella niche, and that's what they focused on. So an example of this, and this is just an example, let's say I'm in the anxiety niche, the umbrella of anxiety niche, I might pick social anxiety, or I might pick exam anxiety. Now, I don't know how big these markets are. I'm just throwing these off the top of my head. Stop smoking might be just stop smoking for cigars. It might be stop smoking when you're drinking, whatever it is. And again, it's off the top of my head. Don't follow those niches. Don't think I'm giving you like the golden keys here, guys, for profitable niches. But hopefully you can see my point. It's no longer just umbrellaed. You now pick a small part over time and you can expand that niche to become the stop smoking guru for all of those things. Hopefully you get my point. But again, high prices, guys, we've looked at economics and maths before. If you want to grow a business, your prices have to be high. If you can differentiate at all these different points, your prices can be as high as you like because your potential clients and competition doesn't exist and your potential clients cannot go anywhere else, guys. Type of solution. So on the left-hand side, we talked about type of therapy. Like I'm NLP, I'm hypnosis, I'm conversation hypnosis, I'm breathing technique, I'm meditation, whatever it is, that's type of therapy. What about type of solution? So in your social media, instead of talking about the type of therapy you use or your background, we now talk about the solution. We are client focused. A lot of people say, well, yeah, Scott, I do talk about that. But all you've got to do is look at your social media. And anytime you're starting social media with, this is my story. This is what I went through. Or this is the type of therapy, you're talking about all the wrong things. So if you look across our most profitable students and their social media, you wouldn't even know they use hypnosis. You wouldn't know they use NLP or coaching, whatever their background is, because they don't talk about it. But all the red ocean traditional therapists, that's all they talk about, and they wonder why they can't get clients. So talk about type of solution, guys. It's all client focused. It's not about you. It's not about what you have done. It's not about your background. Abstract niches, guys, lower competition, less choice, helps your social media stand out, differentiation, higher price, type of solution, client focus. Now, there's a lot of other extra points, but it all comes down to research, guys. in order to make in this industry with so much competition, it is a very overcrowded market. You have to find that blue ocean niche. And unfortunately, they are the hardest to find. They require the most amount of research, but if you put the research in at the start, it makes everything easier and you can scale a lot farther. We've seen this thousands of times. The most successful students, they go blue ocean. If all you're going to do is go traditional niches, competition, fight on price, the same social media trends and following the crowd, you're going to make it very, very hard for yourself. And that excitement that you have to start your therapy business is going to, is going to fizzle out very, very quickly because you're not going to get clients. With too much competition, you're going to give up. And what tends to happen when these things occur is what I call niche jumping. Okay, we've got other videos about why you want to avoid niche jumping. I'll make some more in the future, I'm sure. But niche jumping usually starts with, I found this really good niche, Scott. I did it for about 3 days. I didn't get any clients and I jumped to this one, then I went to this one, then I went to this one. All you're doing is jumping from red ocean to red ocean. So guys, take a step back. Understand you have to do your blue ocean, find those abstract niches, find that cluster of people that nobody else is helping with, get away from what every other therapist is doing. It's usually opposite to what 99% are doing, and you'll make it in this industry very, very quickly, guys. So hopefully that helped, guys. Good luck in your blue ocean niches. Let me know below in the comments what your niche is going to be or what you're looking at researching. Thanks for watching, guys.